Hi, it's me again with Redraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this file and they've had to change the shape, and when they did that, they changed the squares. They're not square anymore. And for the one I'm doing it for, I took the company name away and some of the product information. In this scenario, you really need to work from the outside in, and your end result is going to be 5 inches by 3.5. That's what he wants. We're going to draw a rectangle, and I brought in some indexing lines to kind of give me a judge. And I'm going to make this rectangle 1.25. And I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. And I'm going to hit P. I'm going to grab that node right there, start moving, and hold down the control button and have it snap to that indexing line. I'm going to hit Control D, grab it, start moving it, hold down the control button. And I'm a little bit big. So let's back up here. Let's make it 1.1. 45 degrees. And there's probably some math guru out there that would give us a scenario. I made a duplicate of it. I'm going to call that good. Now, Control G to group those together, Control D to duplicate them, and rotate them 90 degrees. We're a little bit far off on our spacing, but I'm going to call that good. You can play around with that. I'm just trying to get him some ideas. Now, we need to, I'm not going to worry about coloring in the blocks right now. I need to make these shapes, as you can see. So I'm going to take a 2-point line and hit P. Control D and make a duplicate and rotate that 90 degrees. And now I have kind of these shapes, but I do not want my shape going into there when I smart fill it. And I could use the boundary tool, but I think it's just easier to take a 2-point line and go from that node to that node, go from that node to that node, and we could probably draw a rectangle or a square and just turn it on its side, figure out the math. Now, if you look, mine are a little bit further apart than his, but I think this is going to work. But it's going to be a little bit hard on the contour, but we're going to try it. Now I'm going to set my nudge factor on like 5 inches. And I'm going to smart fill that and up, that and up, that and up, that and up. I'm going to left click, right click, left click, no fill, right click. And I'm going to group them together. By grouping them together, I'll be able to contour them all at the same time. I'm going to contour to the inside just 0.1 in red. And we get that. Now we really need these to go to the corner, but I don't think this is going to be a problem right now. So I need to go to Object, break the contour apart. Now the contour is still kind of together, so I'm going to go to Object and Group and ungroup it, and then grab them all and go back down to my drawing. Now, he wants the end result to be 5 by 3.5. So we need to try this, see if this will work. First of all, I'm going to have to convert this to a curve so I can get some nodes. And I'm going to take these two nodes and I'm going to go all the way to that edge. The angle is going to be a little bit harder. Let's see if it works. Yeah, see, it changes our angle. We could fix it. You don't want to do that while they're both selected. Unselect one. And you could do a little measurement, but I think that's good. And now I'm curious to see if this will work. I'm going to take away these other ones. And because we're working in the center of the page, I'm going to make a duplicate. See if this will work, put it to the center of the page. And I'm going to rotate it all the way around here. So that'll be 180 degrees. Now on this, the ones that I can't, I'm going to Control D, And I'm gonna hold down the control button as I'm making it. And then I can just nudge it over to that spot. Control D, mirror it, and then just nudge it over to that spot. I think we're good, pretty good. Hit delete on these lines. Hit delete on these other lines. See, they were all kind of connected together. I think we're good. We're at 3.5 by 5. Delete that line. We're basically deleting our box. Now, just to play, I'm going to draw some ellipses. And see, I've even skewed it, and his are really off. I'm going to start from the center there and grow outwardly, holding down the control and the shift key. I'm going to call that good. I'm going to go right here, and it should snap to the center. Hit the plus key on your keyboard. This is one time you don't want to use the control D, because if you control D, it'll move at the same distance. Now, let's basically play with our colors, because he's got different colors and numbers. And also, just for the one I'm doing it for, the text looks a little bit off. This one almost looks like it's a bit stretched. And it has. Maybe that's what's wrong. So once you do this, you could re-put your text. So let's get, instead of this, we're going to use a color eyedropper. And we're going to make that one red. Well, in this case, we're going to have to use the Smart Fill tool. And get the color eyedropper here. Test that color. Put it there. I always go back to you don't have to do that with this. We could just change the eyedropper. Go back to the eyedropper. Get a sample, put it there. Go back to the eyedropper. And this is gray. Now, the neatest part about, and before I would do anything else, I would nudge all these away. Because evidently, let's try the Smart Fill. Yeah, we had a shape, so the shape is still there. So we need to delete these circles and these squares. Whoop. Yeah, we can delete the squares because the colors are going to be our squares. Now nudge this back up. Now all we need to do is change the color of the line. And for that, we are going to use the color eyedropper. And we're going to get that blue. And here, you're going to see how it's solid? You want to go till it makes a box and then hit enter. Go back to the color eyedropper tool. Get that gray. Whoop, I was still in that mode. That's why I go, a lot of times go back to the text tool. Get that gray. And when you go over here, get that box. Whoop, see, I had it in a box form. I need it looks like a box around the box. Oh, and I did the wrong one blue, didn't I? So let's get the color eyedropper tool. Test that sample. We actually need the blue over here. And that one needs to be red. And I am using the same colors. And then this one's yellow. See, there is a shortcut to get rid of that, but you just need to see that. If you do that, you're going to fill that in. So you need to go where it's got that little box. Now, I would select that, hold down the shift, select that, and change it to a thicker line. And then all you have to do is put your text in and your 3.5. Now, he said earlier when he makes a box 3.5 by 5, it comes out like 4.99. For the one I'm doing that for, I have no clue what's going on. And we're a little bit, see on this one, my lines are thicker than my interior line. This one, my interior lines are a little thicker. So just play around with the contour tool and maybe make your boxes a little bit bigger. But I believe if you're going to print that off, that'll work. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.